Hey guys, it's Sky. Today I got a Guild Wars 2 build video for a condition damage thief. I'm gonna go over sPvP and like roaming sets for WvW World. This is my first Guild Wars 2 video, even though I've been playing the game for a long time and I have a couple like roaming montages and stuff and PvP montages, but you know, with Guild Wars 2 there's a lot of other resources out there like Meta Battle and Gods of PvP, and there's some really good content creators that just pump builds out like every day, every other day. So this build in particular I haven't really seen anything on yet, but I had a couple people ask me about it and I shared it with them, and the feedback was that they really enjoyed it. We're calling it the Joker because it's pretty toxic as far as the build goes. A lot of people don't like fighting Condi thieves or playing Condi thieves or whatever, but I did want to share with you guys because I'm really enjoying this build, and it's just a nice break from the dagger pistol daredevil meta. Like, that's the best thief build, that's the one you want to use in ranked most of the time, but that build just, it gets kind of boring for me. I don't know if anyone else feels the same, but so I came up with this and I'm really enjoying it. So we'll go into gear first, and then we'll talk about the traits real quick. So I'm running carry on Amulet just since it's the best condition damage amulet right now for PvP in my opinion, and we get that extra power, which is a decent amount of power that makes our base skills, you know, like hit pretty decently hard, like our repeater and our sneak attack. The 5 times pistol shot is awesome. I'm running Thorns runes because the base condition damage, or sorry, base condition duration of poison, it's like a kind of a lower time condition. It's not like, you know, torment or it's about the same as burning usually, so it's just got kind of like a low base duration. So this helps us pump up the duration without having to use sacrifice any damage on our amulet in order to get condition duration in order to get any expertise. So it also does give us a 6-piece 125 condition damage bonus. There's some other runes that you could try out like crate and stuff, but those don't give that 125 condition damage bonus on the 6-piece, so that's why I've been sticking with Thorns. And then we're running pistol dagger, of course. That's kind of the main Condi set. It has been for a while. Gives us access to repeater, which is super awesome, which gives us torment, and then we use repeater and we get 5 stacks of bleeding too. And then we're running short bow, of course, on our back bar. This is just our mobility piece for moving around the map, right? We can use Infiltrator's arrow to jump around. We can use choking gas to set up a poison combo field, get a quick interrupt with disabling shot. So that's the set pieces. I'm running Venom Sigil for more inflicted poison duration because most of the damage we're going to be doing is on our front bar. That's kind of how Thief usually is. And then I'm running Doom because this can stack even more poison when we do our opener combo, which I'll show you guys in a second. And then Energy Cleansing, pretty standard short bow sigils just for some more sustain, because you can stay in fights a little longer with this Thief setup. It's another thing I like. It very rarely can, thieves win by attrition against burns and stuff like that, burn guards and whatnot. So then for the build, there's a couple options in here which I'll go over, but we're mainly going to stick with Deadly Arts, Trickery, and Shadow Arts. Deadly Arts is just a great, it's like kind of the poison line, even though it's got mug and stuff and it sees other uses. It's just really nice. You get poison from a dual wield attack, which is your Shadow Strike. You get poison from downstate attacks, which you'd actually be surprised how often this is effective and helps kill people when you're in downstate or whatever, and you can port away and then start stacking poison on them. And then you also get a ton of 3-second weakness procs when you poison people. We're using Panic Strike so that immobilizes poison them as well, so that adds a poison to like our bola shot. exposed weakness is just a great damage increase per condition, so you can get generally 4 or 5 conditions on someone, sometimes even 6, and you'll get a 12% damage modifier from that. And then of course potent poison, which gives us additional poison stacks from our deadly arts traits, and it also increases the poison damage done by 20% and the duration for 5%. So that's a super, obviously, like an essential line for this build. Trickery, stealing gives initiative, that's nice. Lesser caltrops, this isn't a huge, it's just a 1 second stack of bleeding. It does give a cripple, which is nice, but really we're using lesser caltrops because burst of agility isn't really super useful on this build, and it's got a 60-second cooldown, which is just really long. And then thrill of the crime isn't, it isn't something that we're going to rely on. You can run thrill of the crime if you want, but I've found the lesser caltrops to be a little more effective since we only have 2 dodges. We can cripple someone and kind of get them off our back easier, as opposed to like on Daredevil when you have 3 dodges and tons of swiftness and stuff. Preparedness gives us more maximum initiative. Bountiful Theft gives us vigor and rips boons, 2 boons stolen. That's usually going to be like Aegis and protection, I think, but if you can rip stab, it's really nice. And then 10 seconds of vigor is super awesome to have. So lead attacks, this just increases our damage and condition damage based on our initiative spent. We burn through initiative a little faster on this build than like a regular dagger pistol thief or a sword dagger thief, just because we're kind of using these 3 skills a lot. And repeater only costs 2, but you want to use it a ton just to stack tons of bleeding. And then bewildering ambush, this is awesome. So this stacks 6 confusion stacks on someone when you steal. It basically makes steal into an execute. When we open with our combo and we put our poison field, and then we flash and do a sneak attack through the poison field with the physical projectile finisher, and then we can put a repeater on them and steal, we'll get like 15 stacks of poison, 12 stacks of bleeding, 6 stacks confusion, 4 stacks torment, and the confusion just tears them up. And then last, we're running shadow arts, so we gain stealth when we use a healing skill. I'm running hidden thief for the most part. Shadow's embrace is also really good. I like hidden thief a lot because like 3 of our 5 utilities are deception skills, and so we get increased cooldowns on that, and it also lets us run hide and shadows on only a 24-second cooldown with 6 seconds of stealth. But if you switch to Shadow's Embrace, you're going to want to run Withdraw. Withdraw is also really good because it gives us the evade. I've just been enjoying the slightly larger heal and slightly more stealth from Hide and Shadows. However, there's a lot of like Condi revs and stuff going around right now, so Shadow's Embrace definitely has a spot. It's just up to you, what you're seeing in the matches, and if you're getting a lot of condition damage, you can switch that up. Meld the Shadows is nice to have. We get faster stealth speed and we get a little longer stealth out of our stealthing abilities. And then Leeching Venoms is just awesome. It gives us stacks of essentially spider venom, which makes our next attack poison people, and it gives us some leech. And then our stealth attack Siphon. It's alright. You won't notice a huge difference from this trait, but it's pretty good, and it gives us a little more sustain. And then I'm using Shadow's Rejuvenation just to get some more, initiative and healing, because you do stealth a lot on this. However, you can absolutely run Rending Shade to steal boons and feel people if they don't have any boons up when you use your sneak attack. So this one's kind of up to you guys as well. So for utilities, we already kind of talked about the heal. We're using Shadow Step, of course, which gives us some nice Condi cleanse, stun break, as well as a huge mobility tool just for throwing people off. I am using Spider Venom. I like Spider Venom a lot because when I'm kind of low on initiative and stuff, but I still have pretty good health and sustain, we can pop a Spider Venom and just use our vital shots and our auto attacks and keep the pressure on them. I don't usually use Spider Venom when I'm going in for a burst, just because the base like burst tools on this build already have so much conditions that they stack without Spider Venom. I really like the new blinding powder. It gives us 4 seconds of stealth, some stab. It is a blast finisher, so we can use it If someone drops a smoke field, we can use it for AoE stealth with our teammates, and it's a stun break as well. It only has 32-second cooldown when we run Hidden Thief. And then I'm running Bassy Venom. Bassy Venom is just really nice on this build. It gives us, makes our attacks unblockable, turns our foes to stone. It's just a huge, nice pressure tool that really can crank the heat up when we have a lot of Condis ticking on people. As far as when you go, if you want to use this build in like WvW World, I've been running mostly full Dire. However, you can mix in a few Trailblazer pieces to get some expertise. You sacrifice a little bit of damage and a little bit of health, but you do get a little more tankiness out of it. So you can run like 6 Dire and then Trailblazers on the Amulets or something. But I've mainly been running Dire, full Dire with Rune of the Thorns, which are account bound runes that you do have to buy, like Durab runes. So you can try like crate runes or berserker runes or something if you don't want to spend all the money on Thorns runes right off the bat. Real quick, I'm going to go over the combos on this. So one of the ways I've really been enjoying opening up, it doesn't always work, but when it does work, it's really good, is I pop a poison field and then blinding powder and sneak attack with the bolt finishers into them, the physical projectile finishers, and that adds a ton of it's like, so it's a 20% chance, right, when we do our sneak attack and through the poison field. So we can get essentially 6 stacks of poison with just that, and then we also have the Doom Sigils, so we can get a ton of poison really quickly with that poison field. And then in like our basics attacks and whatnot, we want to use Repeater as much as we can because it just adds a ton. And then we can stack a ton of bleeding too. And then when someone's getting low, you can just stack your Repeater with your Spider Venom and then go in for the steal. And well, the Reaper's busy doing Reaper things, but yeah, kind of I use steal as like an execute because generally they'll try and heal or purge, and a lot of times, or it's not ESO, so not purge, cleanse conditions, so they'll try to heal and cleanse, and your steal can interrupt that and stack poison and confusion on them, and it's a lot of fun. Especially that end combo with the steal, it totally stacks tons and tons of damage on them, and as soon as they get the confusion stacks, generally if they haven't gotten your 10 poison and 7 to 8 bleeding and 4 torment off, like they're gonna die, generally guaranteed. You do have to watch out for Condi revs, since there's a lot of Condi revs running around right now that can transfer I believe 3 conditions back at you, so look out for that. If they do that, generally you're just going to want to hide in shadows, or if you have your shadow step up, you can do shadow return and purge 3 of them really quickly. So that's all for this guide. Let me know what you guys think. As always, you can join the Discord server if you're looking for people to play with to do some theory crafting. I'm going to be on Guild Wars 2 more. I'm trying to get better at roaming. It's tough right now since I haven't done a lot of roaming, mostly just sPvP when I play, but I am looking forward to that, and I will see you guys next time.